So the other thing is that with your example of a group starting it, right? We protect all trademarks because we want to make sure that every organization that actually owns it can get the correct name that they have. So when we started, we had a list of every single trademark. We blocked them off, like the Nintendos, the Heineken's, University of X, because we don't want people squatting, right? We want to be the Web3 identity company where every company actually owns their own name.
How do you guys do that? Like, how do you guys ensure that that is possible?
Yeah. So when we started our registry, we got a name of all celebrities, all famous people, all trademarks, and make sure to block them off. And then if you go on a website right now and you try to search, like, I want to get, Paris Hilton, right? It'll say, like, it's protected. But if you are the owner of this, just go online, submit a form, and then we'll talk to the legal team and we can actually get that over to them.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that's very exciting. So let's go ahead and get started officially now, right? Hey everyone, so I'm Usman, I'm the dev rel here at Chainstack. Got Ryan here. Introduce yourself, my man, from Unstoppable Domains. We're just going to be talking a little bit about their project, what they're doing into the space, how they're pushing Web3 forward, and what they can do to really make this industry as worldwide as we can get it. So, Ryan, how are you doing today, man?
Yeah, first of all, it's great. It's great to be at Futurist 2022. I attended this maybe 3 years ago because Toronto is my hometown. But it's good to be back. COVID's over, crypto's going big. Bear market is the build market. We're always building. So it's great to have Usman here from Chainstack as well.
Yeah, man. So we're super excited too. Just like you said, bear market equals build market. So that's what we're here to do. We're trying to see the projects who are here and really pushing that build market forward, right? Which is exactly what you guys are doing here at UD. So just tell me a little bit about what you guys have been up to recently and how the developers have been, accepting you guys and how they have been onboarding into your platform as of late.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess the good news, first of all, is that we've completed a Series A fundraising, 65 million at a 1 billion valuation. So we are a unicorn. Our CEO even put on a unicorn outfit on the video and did a little announcement. We're all clapping, so that's really fun. So what we're really focused on now is just building as much value for end users, which means allowing our users to use their domains in all types of apps. So we have over 50 wallets that we've integrated with. We announced our ones with blockchain.com, Trust Wallet, Rainbow Wallet, MyEther Wallet, and so forth. And our login solution, Log with Unstoppable, allows users to bring their Web3 identity into dApps. Think about typical dApp like Uniswap. You log in with your wallet, right? That dApp has no way of communicating with the user. But if they log in with their identity, you can bring your verified Twitter, you can bring your verified Twitter NFT profile picture into the app. And so both the app and the consumer have a better experience within that decentralized app.
100%, and I couldn't agree more with the fact that you said that right now, especially in Web3, there's so many different aspects that are clunky that when people come over from Web 2, they don't understand, especially things like wallet addresses.
Yeah.
Right? So when you want to identify yourself, and you identify yourself as OX and with this huge string, it's kind of hard to kind of put a name to that face. And so that's exactly what you guys are doing, and it's driving so much adoption. So can you speak on how different projects have kind of started implementing that into their projects?
Yeah, for sure. So first thing is definitely just wallets, right? Any wallet that has a send or receive field, rather than having to copy paste the wallet address, you might make a typo, you can now use an unstoppable domain. So wallets is a big one, dApps is a big one, and I'm personally focused on games. Games are one of the fastest growing categories of decentralized apps. DeFi was a big growing one. Now I think it's a fast shrinking one, but we'll see in the coming seasons, right? But games have really good utility because every game you have a username, right? But sometimes in some games you log in with your wallet and then your username is a wallet address, which is not too cool. So what we're allowing games to do is to log in with Unstoppable and then have your NFT domain display within the game. And our vision for the gaming industry is that all games you'll be able to carry the same identity. So one identity all across the metaverse.
I love that. And so if I'm a game developer, my brand new game, how do I integrate Unstoppable Domains into my platform?
Yeah, so it'd be easy to set up a conversation with us. We want to understand your timeline, what users you're looking to reach. The actual integration, it's pretty simple. Probably takes less than 48 hours, especially if you already have a Wallet Connect method. But the activation is where we really want to work with you as a partner to figure out where we can help you grow. And so some things we've done with other games, we partnered with a few games built on Polygon. We're also built on Polygon. And we funded small tournaments so that as we announced our partnership, we would drive our players to come test out the game and win a little prize pool as well.
That's very exciting that you guys have all these mechanisms set up for people to get excited about using your platform. What are some other ways that are non-traditional that you feel like because what I feel like this does for a lot of people, especially in Web 2, is it allows them to understand crypto in a completely different way, right? Versus, again, like we were talking about wallets earlier, right? Now they can see they can have their own username, quote unquote, attached to their profile. And so how have you guys started attacking non-crypto native individuals to kind of onboard into the space as well?
Oh, Usman, I'm so happy you actually asked that question, because we're huge on education.
Wow.
And we believe that it's the Web 2 companies or the Web 2 users that are going to drive the next huge wave of crypto users, right? And so we've actually been talking to public institutions such as universities, such as cities in the US that claim to be crypto capitals. We've been talking to governments there about how we can help educate their users, and how citizenship and IDs can also play a role in matching with unstoppable domains as well. Obviously, it takes a lot more time to build, but we'll see in the coming quarters what we're doing with cities as well.
That's awesome, and dude, that's some real exciting stuff.
Yes.
That's really pushing the space forward again, like I said, and we're really getting to that brink. We're just at the brink of this industry being formed, and to see that you guys are building out the infrastructure for cities, governments, individuals.
Yes. And one actually that's launched is the city of Abu Dhabi. We work with the city of Abu Dhabi to give a domain to citizens for free, and I believe we created the youngest ever NFT holder. Someone wanted to claim it for their 2-year-old son, and so their name was minted on the blockchain, which is very cool.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And so going back to what you said, so you lead the gaming vertical over at UD, and I can imagine how essential it is for games to start implementing this feature, because no one wants a string of wallet code to be their address or be their username. So how receptive have games been in onboarding this process into their features?
Yeah. Games have been very receptive, I've found, at a certain stage though. If you're pre-launch, right, like Illuvium has been in beta for 3 years. I think the only thing Illuvium should focus on is the core gameplay, because that's going to be, what people come for, right? But after you got your game launched and you're looking for ways to grow, engage new users, improve the user experience, that's when Unstoppable Domains can come in and work together to enhance that experience. Yeah.
Very exciting, man. And so what are some of the best games that you guys have been working with or are planning to work with in the future?
So one I'm really proud of is Snook. They're a top 10 Polygon game. We had a conversation with them, and we found a few use cases that are live. So one, you log in with Unstoppable. Number two, your name shows on the leaderboard as you're playing. Number three, when you win first place, kind of like Wordle, you can tweet out your win, your domination, and so your name also shows there. So on Twitter, people always want to have the NFT domain, right? So you got the tweet with the game all in one, and then we're also planning a tournament just for UD holders, right? And to make sure that everybody can also participate, we're doing a giveaway to their user base. So our user base and their user base are coming together for a day of fun.
That's awesome. Very exciting, right?
Yeah.
So
all these small pieces, and again, I think the big thing about we try to emphasize with Unstoppable is that we aim to be the best partners, right? Our management, our SVP is always telling us whatever they want to do, meet them where they are. If it's making payments simpler, whether it's login, whether it's education. We have a partner marketing team that also works on a custom campaign for each customer.
And that's so important too, right? Because a lot of these individuals are coming from Web 2, where they've been required to do certain things by the companies that they're partnering with, who hold them to such stringent rules that they have to abide by, versus you guys who are kind of coming in and allowing developers to build according to the way they want to build.
Yeah.
Right? So that's awesome. That's very exciting.
Yeah. Can you also share, what's new with Chainside? What's happening?
Yeah, man. So we're one of the largest RPC node providers in the Web3 space. Really what we're trying to do, our main goal over anything, is to make it easier for devs to onboard into this space, right? Right now, especially speaking from a developer perspective, it's so clunky to build in this space, right? It's so clunky to kind of spin up your own project, spin up your own node for that project. So where we come in is we want to be that white glove service that allows individuals to build to the full extent of their capability without having to worry about these clunky aspects, right? So make it as easy of an onboarding process as possible. And that's kind of where we're at right now. We're really trying to expand Web3 as a whole, because if we're successful, that means Web3 is successful.
Absolutely.
And so seeing projects like UD, seeing all these other projects projects in the space that are kind of pushing the space forward. That's what we're here for as well. So it's really exciting times, man.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then one last question I had about UD, or I had two more questions.
Yeah,
but,
let's go for it.
So right now, I think a lot of people are kind of familiar with just ETH agnostic domain services, right? And I know a lot of other protocols such as Avalanche, they're spinning up their own domain services.
Yeah.
So are you guys planning to be chain agnostic, or are you guys planning to go full way to the whole Web3?
Yeah. So we're supportive of all of NFT domain services because at the end of the day, it's such a new thing. There's like 70 million crypto users according to Coinbase, but only probably less than 1 million of us plus ENS plus Avalanche plus Solana actually have an NFT domain. So we think the more that all of us as an industry are getting the voice out there, the better, right?
Right.
But we also believe that they can also coexist because there's slightly different models, right? If you're super into crypto, you know how to use gas fees, you know how to use MetaMask, someone's flying all the way over, right?
I think that's Vitalik landing in his helicopter,
Exactly.
right?
Apparently, you can actually pay for a helicopter to this conference, which is
Right.
kind of cool.
Right.
Then you gotta pay in Bitcoin. But anyways, we believe our services can coexist because they also serve different ecosystems. But
Right.
what I think the message is important is that Unstoppable Domains makes it very easy for anyone to get on board. And whether you have a Bitcoin wallet, Ethereum wallet, Solana wallet, you can use us as a service.
And that's super exciting to hear because that's what we want to see in Web3. Interoperability is so important, and we want to see protocols supporting supporting a multi-chain future rather than keeping it chain agnostic, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome to hear.
Absolutely.
Last question for you, man.
Yeah.
What's the future of UD? Where are we going to see you guys in 5 years,
The
10
future of
years?
UD, that's a good question. So I think one is that we aim to be the Web3 identity company, right? And so imagine every crypto user having a domain that they can use to consolidate all their wallet addresses and then log into every single dApp. Every single dApp. And you'll be able to take all of your data from one dApp to another to another. Right now, when you log on Twitter, you have 10,000 followers. You go to Google, you're nobody. Right? But imagine being able to, you trade on Uniswap, you link that data to your domain, you log in another dApp, your reputation stays there, right? And that's a vision that we see for the future.
Very exciting, man, and I can't wait to see how that pushes Web3 forward. Ryan, thanks so much for attending, man. We had a great time, a great conversation, and I can't see what you guys do to build forward, man.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too, man.